Jahira, Boo is trying his best to explain, but I still do not understand your anger.
Do not hide behind your hamster, Ranger. You do not understand because you do not listen. We were the first to discover the cult. And if you had only waited, we might have marshaled our numbers and...
Good does not wait for evil to button up its breeches. When it offers buttocks for the smacking, Minsk and Boo greet cheek with hand.
Enough. What's this about?
I would like to see if a lesson has been learned. This mess falls on our heads, Minsk. The city under siege, its people poisoned by the cult. It all might have been avoided if you had just put your feelings aside and listened.
You are the only one Minsk listens to. Remember?
You mean the doppelgangers? It is no comfort to me that my face made this fool all the easier to lead. The point remains. You meant well, Minsk. But you exposed the city to harm. You helped the cult spread. And worse, perhaps than any of this, you forced me to leave you behind.
But this is where Minsk falls short of the understanding, Jahira. What else is a berserker for, if not to charge into danger ahead of his Waklarin?
Wiklarin? Minsk, I am not your witch. You are not my bodyguard. This is not some high lodge of your homeland.
Boo agrees you're a queer kind of witch. But this city is a queer place. And Minsk, you may have noticed, is sometimes strange himself. The titles matter not. Only this. When Minsk does as Minsk does, and charges in to make a mess, Jahira does as Jahira does, and finds a way to save us all anyway.
Oh, that's actually kind of sweet.
Oh, I fight alongside fools.
You hear that, Boo? We fight alongside a Waklarin again.
I am your friend, Ranger. I am not your witch. There will be no ointments or healing balms.
Not even for Boo? Fine lodgings you have found, my friend. Boo is already in negotiations with the guardian spirits of this place. In Baldur's Gate, they are likely to be rat-formed and eager to charge rent. But Boo shall secure safe slumber for all. Now, what do you need of Minsk?
Well, I was hoping you would know how to get to the Temple of Baal without doing the whole tribunal thing. But when our minds mingled, all I saw were strange things.
Well, the mind of Minsk is a simple place. Of what strangeness do you speak?
The memories resurface. A lifetime of battles blurring into one. A single constant is Minsk, launching into the fray no matter the foe, be they god, monster, or man. It seems just the barest glimpse of what the man before you has seen and done, but enough to know that he has no right to still be alive.
Ah, wait! That look in your eye. I know exactly what visions of Minsk you have seen to cause you such wonder. My pants. Thrice laced, in the Rashomar style, so that a berserker might split skulls without fear of splitting breeches too. They are fiendishly complex, but fear not for Minsk. With training, he has learned to master the many little knots.
Never mind your pants. You've walked between planes, fought gods.
Well, as have you, no? Do not forget that when you gaze into Minsk, Minsk also gazes into you. You are of the same blood as our old friend, a Ballspawn, and as close to Minsk as if they were his own kin. That makes Minsk your uncle.
I'm, not sure I'm ready to call you Uncle.
So long as you do not call Bal Father Dearest, you may call Minsk whatever you wish. Family is a complicated knot, big as a fist. Take Minsk. He does not have a clear memory of the face of his father, but he does remember tugging on the thick, red whiskers that sprang from his chin. A beard for the ages. Who could have nested there happily through even the harshest of Rashomon winters? Now, look closely at Minsk, and what do you see?
You don't have a beard.
Correct! There are more whiskers on Boo's tiny face than on the mighty chin of Minsk. If Minsk did not inherit the flaming red hair of his mother, or the bushy red beard of his father, why would the spawn of Bal inherit his wickedness?
That's surprisingly insightful.
I have many more thoughts about beards to share. I did not know you cared to hear them.
I'll be right back.
Speak, Oathbreaker.
If I'm a child of Bal, how could I ever have become a paladin?
Nobody belongs entirely to their bloodline. Even those fathered by a god. You chose a path, made a pledge, and Bal had no part in it.
Did I break my oath before? When I went to the temple?
Yes, and not for the first time. We have met before. I expect we will meet again.
Then why am I allowed to reclaim my oath, knowing what I am?
It is what you do, not what you are, that determines your oath.
I suppose you're right. Then I wish to take up my oath again.
It is possible. First, you must pay the agreed price. Material sacrifice is required to prove your words have substance. Do you wish to pay?
Oh. Buying salvation sounds like cheating to me.
It was the bounty placed on an Oathbreaker's head. It was the sum placed on my own. This is the cost of your transgression.
All right then.
The price is paid. Tell me, why do you wish to reclaim your oath?
I think I understand better the meaning of my oath. I thought it confined me, but it is me. So I can serve it now, as I could not before.
Newfound wisdom. A sense of clarity. Kneel, Oathbreaker. You swear to defend life itself, to protect all that is good and natural, and to repel wickedness wherever it threatens. The oath of the ancients is once more yours to fulfill.
Now let's go kick a shape changer's ass.
You gaze preys upon murder's progeny, child.
His most ill-trusted zealots.
His faithful departed.
Prodigal servants, each returned to do his bidding eternally.
This is the court of the Dread Lord's Tribunal. I am its custodian. Here come those who seek to transcend, aspirants of his most profane order, the would-be unholy assassins of Baal. But these are not aspirants. You have brought traitors of Baal into our midst. Harper Worm, the abdicating hero. Your keen sense for this city has withered in your absence. And you, man of stone, as you stood a statue, a helpless ornament, your city warped, changed, became ripe for the plucking.
Sarevok, Baal's least favorite son. Still tied to Daddy's apron strings, I see.
You disappoint me, child of murder. I expected more of your return.
Sarevok Arnchev, a relic of your cursed line, a Baal spawn who failed to become chosen. And yet, the history he shares with your companion seems to run almost as deep as your own.
What purpose do you have in bringing these heretics to the court of Baal? Speak, or death will be your final word.
Wait, how do you know each other?
Simple. We beat him about the brow and butt until he was dead.
Sarevok once fancied himself Baal's chosen, until we put him in his place. Feel no shame for forgetting him. History shall do the same.
These two have long meddled in my affairs, and my father's.
Well, we're not here to dig up old feuds. I seek a path to the Temple of Baal.
Do not parley with this madman.
Sarevok once had his chance to taste of goodness, but he spat it back out. Now he may taste boot leather instead.
You speak of the past. I speak of the future. Well, aspirant, do the shades of yesterday speak for you too? There are two paths to the Temple of Baal. To carve your devotion into flesh, or to be the carcass that is carved upon.
Yeah, no thanks. We'll find a third way. Would you two like to kill the old man, or shall I?
You get to my age, you have already done everything. Be my guest.
We have already smashed Sarevok's soul from his body once. Boo says it is your turn.
And so, the Harper and the idiot Ranger raised their weapons against Sarevok once more. You disappoint me, child of Baal. I had heard such tales of you, tales of grandeur and vile glory. But the company you keep has tainted you and pulled you away from our father's grace. I understand. I once fell to hubris, as you are falling now. But no more. Baal will never again have cause to question my devotion. Not even for a Baal spawn. You will die as you have lived. A heretic, forgotten and unloved. Blood to blood is Baal's sacrifice, and I shall be the knife that spills it.
citizen! Get me out of here!
Thanks for freeing me so quickly. No idea what those Barlist Burks had planned with me, but those chains were starting to chafe. Though I do wish you'd figured this all out before I, put the blame for Father Lorgan's murder on that poor refugee. Well, at least it's over now.
I think it's best you get out of here.
I most wholeheartedly agree. But you gave these reprobates a proper seeing to. You clearly have what I don't. Courage, insight, heroism. The city needs you. I overheard these pigs talking. There's a Baal temple deep within the old Undercity that the cult is using. A century ago, it was destroyed by a group of heroic sorts. Let's hope history repeats itself, eh?
Mind who you call history, Hollyphant.
The wrinkled orb is correct. Boo remembers the stench of the temple still.
Very good. Now, let's talk and find that temple.
This
Luckily,
place
Saravok
fouls
had a map.
piss. I'm out of here.
Ah, the smell of adventure. In the very heart of the city.
The city's lower intestine, perhaps?
Better yet, what swifter way to strike at evil's butt than to crawl through its innards?
My first visit to the Undercity. A haven for undead, or so my tutors said.
Shadow people roaming shadow streets. There's little more to learn down here, but some depressing ways to die.
Step soft, my friend. Such places are full of traps, and Minsk is too often finding them with foot and face.
I've spent over a century in this city, and still I cannot be sure there isn't more below the streets than above them.
The Undercity. Father always warned me not to go poking around here, and for very good reason.
Open. We might as well bare our buttocks to every archer within a mile.
Zone from their passage.
Oh no, they do not like that at all.
Oh, master, master, master! You have come home to your royal dwelling. There's a puddle of blood on the floor as you walk in. Careful, don't slip.
This is a foul place. Better bury it. Already Boo is bristling, and not from the cold.
I confess that the last time I came here, I thought it would be my tomb. You can see why.
Your savior approaches, scuttling in without the tyrant's rock. Did it think it could protect? Did it think it could save? Only the blades can offer salvation.
Harm him, and I will unleash the agonies of Baal upon you.
Yes, give me agony. Pluck me bone from socket. Stroke me with a jagged edge until my skin shreds wet and red.
Gross. No, thank you.
You still don't remember, do you, bloodkin?
How you screamed as my knife slit your skull. Your brain juices. Sticky and sweet. A little hole, big enough for the worm. Your body, a blood sack to feed it. The favorite of Baal turned meat puppet, strung up by the sinews and plucked by my hands.
This is the truth you had forgotten. You were the favorite, the chosen. Orin was your subordinate.
Husk, maggot, a Baal spawn, sliding in filth with these pigs. You don't deserve the Murder Lord's blessing.
I don't want Baal's blessing. I will not fight you for it.
No! The Murder Lord demands one. Only one. It is me. It must be me. Come close, my death's heads, but keep your blades unblooded. Baal demands a jewel. He wants to taste my domination. An altar flowing with his own unwilling flesh. Draining, dying, drip, drip, drip.
You should have trained harder, Master.
Orin's really going after it this time. Ooh. Thank you, Death Ward. Activate all these auras. Just for fun, let's do a little prayer to Lathander and hit her with some Radiance of the Dawn. A fitting end.
Master, you are the chosen one. He is near. He comes for you!
Offering of his affection for you, or confirmation that he owns you.
What gift does the Lord of Murder propose?
The Slayer form will be yours, made crueler, stronger, the prime incarnation of murder.
It seems impossible to stand against your father, but you have fought this long against your nature. There might just be a way.
I have no desire to harm anyone else.
You refuse me. You are my spawn. Your veins course with my unholy blood. Your life is mine. Accept your inheritance, or I will reclaim it.
I'd rather die.
You were made to conquer, to devour. You reject my blood, and so I will reclaim it. I will make another who is worthy.
For the first time in over a century, silence falls over the Baal temple. No chants, no screams, no prayers. In the end, your own death brought you more joy than any you wrought on this land. You are slipping into peaceful oblivion. But your journey is not over.
Thou hast defied Baal, thy liege and father, and in doing so hast earned a place among champions and heroes. But alas, thy courage was in opposition to the divine cosmology that bound thee to the Lord of Murder. I too still hold some power, and I invest a portion of it in thee, who hath challenged the gods and now liveth to tell of it. Thy fight is not over, and it is thy fight. For one who can look upon Baal and oppose him can survive any crisis. So rise, challenger of gods, and prepare for battle once more. Death will not claim thee whilst I endure.
Thank you for giving me a second chance.
I can only give what thou hast earned. Baal tried to extinguish thee, but his wrath is imprecise. He only succeeded in killing the part of thee he knew. The urge that drove thee to terrible acts, the spark of brutality that made thee his. But there is a new part of you that hath grown during thy travels. That part Baal could not extinguish, and so, instead of destroying thee, he hath made thee anew.
Was there ever any doubt? You are a champion. You overcome.
The heart of a savior hath overshadowed the mind of a murderer. Thou hast vanquished thine urge.
Cured at last. Cured.
I share thine enthusiasm, in mine own manner. Today thou art born anew.
A genuine pleasure to meet you again, my friend.
Minsk had his doubts about you, little slayer, but Boo had none.
You fought and you prevailed. Your future will be what you make of it.
Greet the bloodless dawn, child of none.
Thank you.
Do not thank me. Trust in thy courage and the conviction of thy companions. As it was, so it is again. A hero has risen from a legacy of death.
Nice to be on the right end of some divine intervention for once. Makes you grateful to be alive. Not sure I've got the energy for any vigorous adventuring after all that excitement. I'll be back at camp, counting my blessings.
Congratulations are in order. I fancied myself the sage advisor, sworn to guide you through what it means to be a child of Baal. And while I mulled on that solemn responsibility, you went and took care of it on your own. Well done. Truly.
Well done indeed. Though now you will never see a god of death cower before a miniature giant space hamster. Every choice has a cost, I suppose.
The path of a Baal spawn is not an easy one. Nor does it ever truly end. But you found your footing where so many before you have fallen. Wherever you lead from now, we will follow. I wonder if Gortash knows just who it is he is dealing with. Lead then. Nature's servant awaits.
You have conquered your urge. You have taken back your own soul. I'm so proud of you. If I had a bottle of dragon dew, I'd open it in your honor.
Distraction. Good. Orin's Netherstone is in our grasp. And now we must look ahead to the other. Gortash.
Gortash wanted the stone. If we must give it to him, may we wrap it in a fist?
Seek him out. He is all that stands between us and the Elder Brain.
First, I think I deserve a rest in camp.
I've been threatened with the sharp end of a dagger before, but never with such a monster as Orin holding the blade. Certainly would have been a disappointment to spend so long resisting the instructions of my own god, only to die as the plaything of someone else's.
Are you hurt? Did Orin harm you in any way?
Not sure I'll ever truly recover from the embarrassment of falling for her tricks, but physically, I'm absolutely fine. Rather well rested, as a matter of fact. Whenever modicum of reason lurked in that warped mind of hers, led her to spare me rather than skewering my corpse over her temple door. I hope we never see Orin's like again. Mind flayers and absolutists I can handle, but she was nothing but cruelty and carnage. Another whose god should go unworshipped.
Got that right.
It was no easy thing, overcoming those urges that gripped you. I'm not sure I would have managed in your shoes. Well done.
Yes, my affliction is no more. I'm finally free.
Good. I knew you had what it took to quieten your demons. I'd hate to have lost the real you.
It's funny. As the Blade, I've faced untold brutes and beasts. Together, we've seen illithid horrors most souls could merely fathom. I lived at the mercy of fiends, a devil's plaything trying to right the coast's wrong. But I've only now come to see who my true enemy's been.
The Elder Brain?
Maybe, but I think the right answer is much simpler than that. Time. Time is so goddamned greedy. It can never give, only take. It builds mountains and deserts only to tear them asunder. It fells armies. It conquers kings, queens, even gods. We blink and we're gone. And our hopes, our memories, our heart bonds are gone with us. Lucky for us, I found a way to stop time. If just for a moment. Come, let me show you.
All right.
The Wilden Oak. Legend has it stood since the Age of Dawn. I used to come here and climb it when my father's eye was turned elsewhere. Daydream of the stories it might tell if I listened close enough. The Dragon Lords sparking the skies above it, the Moon Elves first plucking the strings of the weave. Standing here, I feel like I can see into forever.
A beautiful story. I'm glad you told it to me.
I was hoping you'd think so. I've been thinking a lot about forever. More so, I've been thinking about everything that comes before, and who I want at my side as it passes. My mother always said the Wilden Oak's acorns held just a touch of wishing magic. If that be so, then may my greatest wish come true tonight. I love you. Will you be mine today and tomorrow and reaching into eternity?
Yes. Yes, yes.
Gods, you've made me the happiest soul in all the realms.
Your skin flushes, and your soul sings as you palm the acorn, wishing magic, affection, love. Whatever the cause, it's as real as the ground beneath you.
Get down here already. It's time we started our happily ever after. I'm here for you. Always.
So, let's talk about us.
My favorite subject.
So what am I to you now?
A few moonrises back, I thought the answer was complicated. But it's quite simple, really. You are my yesterday, my today, and my tomorrow. And one day, I might even call you consort to Grand Duke Will Ravengard of Baldur's Gate. My pride, my joy.
Best day ever.